What is up, everybody? Welcome here to PCP Movie Night on Pop Culture Philosophers. Welcome, in fact, as we kick off Week 5 of Horrorfest 2025, and we're talking about a zombie sequel cult classic directed by one Brian Yuzna. We're talking about Return of the Living Dead 3. Y'all, I've loved this movie since I was 12 years old. I remember seeing it on the shelf at the VHS rental store, and I just begged my mom to take this movie. She had no problem with it. We went home, we watched it. I was immediately mesmerized, transfixed, legitimately scared and disturbed by this movie, but it left me wanting more of this film. And I absolutely adore this movie, and I'm very excited to chat about it here for the first time on PCP Movie Night on Horrorfest with my homies, the Excitable PCP crew, including Jelani. What is up, my man?
Station. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I have the same feeling that you do about this film. So, yeah, it's good to be here and talk about it. Absolutely. Marvelous.
You know, the pain keeps the hunger away. One man that knows that is Fable. Fable. What is up, homie?
Station, everybody. Oh, yeah, man. Definitely one of those iconic box arts that, just attracted you immediately to a movie. I had to get it when I was a kid. So, hell yeah, I feel you on that.
Absolutely. And for the first time horizontal in about 2 months, it's Brooks, the bodacious one. What is up, homie?
What's up?
First time watch for you, I'm betting?
Yeah, not that guy. This is another one that passed me by somehow.
Okay. Yeah. We also got the missing link himself. It's my man, Steph. How you doing, man? Just nobody tell him. And we're just going to move on.
Let me take myself off mute real quick. I was just saying, happy to be here. And I'm ready to dig into this very interesting but great film.
Hell yeah. And we can't discuss a movie of the cinematic meaning that this one punches without the insightful Joe Corallo. How you doing, Joe?
It's true. Yeah, I'm doing all right, Robbie. It was great seeing you and Fable the other week. Had a great time, and I'm really excited to dive into this suckfest. So let's get into it.
All right, well, let's get into it. This movie was released in 1993. So they had done 2 Return of the Living Dead movies before this one, obviously. We covered the first one last year on the channel. We have yet to cover part 2. We skipped that, went straight to 3. I have my reasons for that, but one day we'll cover Return of the Living Dead 2 because I own it. And if I own something, I definitely want to watch it every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? But I have a very much an attachment to this film, right? Because I watched it when I was young. It was one of those movies that had nudity in it that, like, my parents, aside from like the sex scene, my mom wasn't telling me to turn my head away, but I was also like, I think at 12 years old, I was so confused because I was slightly aroused and slightly scared. And I think this movie really went on to determine the type of partner I seek in my life. But I was transfixed with this movie, man. And then I kind of forgot about it for a while. And then I remember watching it in my 20s, doing a watch through of Return of the Living Dead. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot that's the movie. That's a Return of the Living Dead movie. I completely had forgotten about that. Now it's one of my favorites of the franchise. Definitely my second favorite outside of 1, and the rest of them, whatever. But Trimark had gotten the rights because part 2 bombed. Didn't really do too well. I think it made $9 million on a $3 million budget or something. Didn't do what they wanted it to do. They were honestly expecting Return of the Living Dead to kind of be like the next Friday the 13th franchise. They could like milk this going on and on and on. But after the reasonable failure of the second one, it also didn't do so well with the fans at the time. A lot of people have come around on it lately, but it's very much a more slapstick remake of the first one, but not in that Evil Dead 2 kind of way, if that makes sense, because Evil Dead 2 like actually rocks, but I don't know. I think I don't really like the Return of the Living Dead Part 2 as much, but I digress. This is not what we're talking about. So the dude who owned the rights to Living Dead sold them to Trimark. The only thing is they had to make a movie by the end of 1993. So they called in Brian Yuzna, who is known as the producer of Stuart Gordon films like From Beyond and, of course, the illustriously awesome Reanimator. And, of course, he had done He had written and directed Bride of Reanimator himself, which is interesting, but then he does things like Society, right? Eventually The Dentist. I think he does one of the Silent Night, Deadly Night movies, or at least he produced one of those. But as a producer, as a director, he's known for a lot of shock value, gore, grotesque, nasty, sexy, weird type shit. Society. We've never covered Society on this channel. I'm guaranteeing you, we got to do it next year for Horrorfest, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
So I like Brian Yuzna. He's a filmmaker, especially doing films in the late 80s, early 90s, where a lot of horror films were getting soft. He kind of really kept that edge. And I think that edge is here in Return of the Living Dead. They had to get the movie out. They had to rush it. They had 2 units going at the same time. A lot of these shots, even special effects wise, were conceived and put together within like a 2-week period. It was very quick. They very, very cheap. It did not get a theatrical run because Trimark had just released Warlock 2 and it bombed. So then they got scared, gave it an incredibly limited release. I think it made like $55,000 or something like that. And then it goes out on video, the unrated version, because Brian Yuzna, to combat the motion picture MPAA, to combat them, he actually shot like unrated scenes and R-rated scenes, but still had to cut down the R-rated version. On home video, we got the unrated version. That's what we all probably watched for this go around. I love this film. I could go on and on and on about it. One last thing. I met Melinda Clark 2 years ago. She signed that for me, and she was super cool. And I didn't just buy this on the internet. I was actually there, and there we are. Look at us. Me and Melinda Clark, who is not a fan of horror movies, I learned when I met her. But you know what? She really loves the fandom of this one. Anyway, enough about me. Enough about my love of this movie. Jelani, what's your history? What did you think on the rewatch?
Yeah, I saw this as a kid. I watched this on Cinemax. I remember it well because it wasn't, that was the time when my parents just got it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I get to watch HBO and Cinemax and they're not blurry? What? Bruh. Good times. Good times. And watching this film almost brought all that back. Melinda Clark can still get it. Of course. Absolutely. But man, these people is dumb as shit. They got to be the dumbest shit people I've ever seen in my life. This is the worst government. I work on a post, and like, bruh, the lax security of this joint. Like, if you left your key card, your ass needs to go home and get it because you ain't getting on without it. So, if your son stole it, I guess I'm not going to work today. We're not doing this shit right now. And biological weapons made as these people. Did they not see the first movie? I'm just saying that's a bad idea.
Well, this time they got freeze bullets, bro.
No, because they work. Yeah, they work for 15 seconds at all. Oh God, it's such a work. But just everybody's motivation is just dumb in this movie again.
Well, the crazy thing is, I don't think the government's ineptitude is exaggerated in this film.
Not at all. Not at all. Actually, it'd probably be worse, to be honest. I wouldn't be waving nobody's kid in with their girlfriend on a motorcycle. I wouldn't even try it. Yeah, you ain't waving not one of you in. So I have mixed feelings about this movie. When I was a kid, I loved this movie. I remember loving it well because when I saw it, I was like, "Oh my God, this is crazy and freaky and wild." And that girl's got pierced everything, and I want to be a part of that. I don't know why. I want to go to there, and that's what blew my mind when I first saw this. I'd never seen the first one until like years later, but this one I watched 3 before I watched any of them. Sorry, I was a kid. I didn't watch. I'm just letting you know that shit is a thing.
I watched Sleepaway Camp 2 before I watched the first one because of the VHS. Because I thought Freddy and Jason and Leatherface were in it because their weapons were on the trailer.
There are a lot of sequels that I saw first before I saw the first movie. So
I'm pretty sure I saw Police Academy 2, 3, or 4 or whatever.
Before you watched the first one. I watched Citizens on Patrol first, I think. I can't remember. I hate those movies.
Always circle around to Police Academy. Always.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. And Rocky, I think Rocky 3 was probably my first one, if I remember.
Yeah, it's Rocky 3. And but there are plenty of them. And this was an enjoyable watch, but at the same time, I'm like, all the leaps to everyone is stupid in this movie. Everyone. Not one person is not stupid in this movie. Especially, I think the boyfriend is the dumbest motherfucker to ever live. I will say that off rip. That's every movie I've watched till now. This is the dumbest motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. Your girlfriend dead. Let her be dead. Oh my God, I just cussed out my dad and I lost my girlfriend. Hey, that's a 90s song. Get to that shit. You know what I'm saying?
And he was in a band too. He should have did that.
Yeah, I'd have been sad about Melinda Clark too. I'd have been super sad about Melinda Clark dying. But you know what? Hey, we got to keep moving, kids. But I ain't taking no facility and trying to bring her back. Fuck that. Dumbest shit ever. Anyway, hi guys. I love this movie, but sometimes I don't.
Okay. Yeah, so you do like it. You got an attachment to it, but it's got some issues. It's not a perfect film. It's not even a great film. Some might say. Hell yeah. What about you, Fable? You were a VHS junkie like I was back in the day. So what's your history? What'd you think about it on the rewatch?
Yeah, man, I was a lot like you in the sense that I was more of a Night of the Living Dead guy, like Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, stuff like that. The first return, though I did like it, I felt it was really hokey and goofy, but I enjoyed it for what it was. And then the second one came out and it was just like super goofball and super dumb. And I was just like, oh, this shit is, you know what I mean? Day of the Dead all day, Dawn of the Dead all day. Anyway, I'm in the VHS. I see this cover with this girl on it. And like you, I had like a morbid, like sexual attraction to this fucking, just, she looks like a Cenobite, like, but a sexy Cenobite.
Yeah, sexy Cenobite.
So I watched the movie. I remember liking it. I remember feeling, attracted to the girl, and then she looks awesome. But then I kind of forgot about it for years and years and years and years. But I could always remember the box art. Always stood iconic in my head, and I could always remember her, like her whole pierced look and everything. So that stood in my head for years and years. So when you guys brought it up, I said, shit, man, I've been waiting to revisit this one. You know what I mean? And when I revisited it, I was excited to find out that it was by Brian Yuzna, who you guys made me a fan of through Stuart Gordon movies and stuff like that. We're covering Necronomicon, who's also from Brian Yuzna. So I'm becoming a little fan of Brian Yuzna on the low, like, you know what I mean? But anyway, I watched this movie, and yeah, I agree with Jelani 100%. Like, everybody's fucking dumb as fuck in this movie. Absolutely. Like when they're looking for them, Julie and they escape, and the fucking sewer cap falls right next to his foot, and it's like they went down there. You didn't hear that sewer cap fucking fall right next to your feet? But
fucking Riverman, stupid. He should have just let them
fucking Riverman, leave him alone. Leave him alone.
I will say
mind your business. Move on.
I will say this. I like how this movie is not nearly as goofy as the first two. It's like everybody really is playing it straight. And this movie really is a lot better than it has any freaking right to. And I think it's super unique to have like a Romeo Juliet type of love story kind of thing going on with zombies. I think that's super unique. But yeah, you gotta turn your brain off for certain of it. But it has a charm and and it's really competent, more competent than I really was expecting. I gotta tell you, I thought I was gonna see just ridiculousness, and I was just came away with like, oh, that was really pretty good. Yeah, this is decent. This is entertaining. So I like it, man. I liked it then. I don't remember why I liked it then. It was part of the girl, but now I like it because I think it's a really decent entry into this franchise.
Heck yeah, not too long ago, I was joining Dylan and the crew for Bride of Reanimator. Now, I like Bride of Reanimator, but it's not the first Reanimator film, right? And then you have Beyond Reanimator, which I think absolutely stinks, right? But I haven't seen the sequels in a while. And so when I got the chance to see Bride of Reanimator, I wanted to rewatch it and kind of think about it, having seen Society now and had seen some other things and understanding more of Brian Yuzna and his career. And Bride of Reanimator is still just kind of okay for me. But man, when I rewatched Return of the Living Dead 3, this is the first time I've rewatched it since rewatching Bride of Reanimator. A lot of the same themes, a lot of the same ideas, like get brought up into this. And Brian Yuzna himself says on the commentary here on this Vestron video release, which is pretty freaking cool, that he kind of always felt that he didn't really show enough of the bride in Bride of Reanimator and the look and like that it could have been more in your face. And if there's one thing Brian Yuzna likes to do is put a lot of shit in your face. Speaking of shit in your face, Brooks, why don't you tell us what you thought about this movie first time watching?
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. Like it's got a lot of stupid shit in it, but it's a very basic zombie movie in a lot of ways, but it does have its own kind of things, like its own kind of charm. Like I like it. It reminds me of the Resident Evil franchise in a way, and that this idea of the evil government or whatever trying to use zombies as bioweapons, which is like just the most asinine idea ever, and it's just so fucking stupid. But yeah, this feels like it could have been. It feels like it could have been like a Resident Evil spinoff where some guy tries to revive his girlfriend with the T virus or something. But yeah, it's a fun movie, certainly. Like it is fun to watch. Like it's not boring. So yeah, I thought it was all right, but it is very, very stupid.
Yeah.
All right. Steph, what are your thoughts on Return of the Living Dead 3?
So I saw this movie when I was 15, similar to your experience, Jelani. It was on Cinemax. It was on Showtime Beyond. They showed a lot of anime, horror, sci-fi stuff, hints of Beyond stuff. But I saw it, thought it was cool. It was never amazing, but I was like, oh, she's kind of like an anti-hero, huh? Or it's they never really went that far with the idea. But I always thought there was something there with that. I was like, oh, she did go around saving people. She's got the Freddy fingers and shit like that, and she can't die. So it's there's a coolness
that damn
there.
rock attached to one hand. She just
just bash into bro, badass. But this is a movie that is it's so bad it's good, right? It's hokey, it's goofy. But there is some cool shit there. The effects are cool. Just the idea of her and being addicted to the pain and stuff like that to tide the hunger over. There's some cool ideas there. And I think Fable made a good point about it being more competent than it should be. It is goofy, but there's something cool underneath there. And it's not a waste of time. As goofy as it sounds. And it's as much goofy stuff as there is. Shout out to what's the chick's name, the actress Melinda. She's a saving grace. Yeah. Melinda Clark, yeah, she's absolutely badass. She starts off a little. She's like everybody else, but it's by the end of the movie, I feel like she's saved the film. When she becomes the zombie chick, she has a cool performance or transformation. But yeah, it's a fun one, though. I know it's not amazing, but it's fun.
And don't forget the grandfather from the second cast of Charles in Charge is in this movie, too.
That's right.
I don't know his name.
That's Charles in Charge. Yeah, I remember.
From the second cast, which I thought was the better cast because... It is. Oh, man, what's her name?
Nicole Eggert, baby.
Oh, my God.
Nicole fucking Eggert.
We're going to have to cover Blown Away one time.
We got to do Blown Away, dog.
Bro.
Yesterday. Woo-hoo!
All right. Joe, why don't you tell us about Return of the Living Dead? What's your history with it, and what do you think today?
Sure. I mean, I worked in a video store in high school and college, so yeah, I've seen it. Um, but like, I mean, guys, sometimes movies are bad. It's okay. Like, they're allowed to be bad. Like, this is a bad movie. It was It was a money grab. It was a cash grab. They filmed it in what it was like 3 weeks for like $1.5 million. Like, you're not going to get a good movie from that. You're just not. Like, it is what they were able to do in like 3 weeks with $1.5 million. Sure. It's like, but like, it's okay to just, there's so many movies. You can watch another movie. Like, it's all right. And a lot of the stuff that's in it that would make it memorable isn't very original. Like, again, like, Romeo and Juliet, but zombies. It's like, sure. But I mean, like, I don't know. There was this thing, Pet Sematary. We kind of already did. Pet Sematary 2 had already come out before this one, outside of, the book. All of like the pain to keep living. It's like, yeah, I saw Blade Runner. I saw where Rutger Hauer like jams the nail through his hand so he could keep on living. Like, we have seen this before.
Zombies are different.
Yeah, and zombies are like, these are the worst zombie to be. This is a zombie that cannot die. And when you kill it, or like when you smoke it out, it rains and makes more zombies. It's fucked up. It's the most fucked up. Like, this is.
But this movie acts like that logic doesn't make sense, because why would they sacrifice themselves at the end in a furnace when they know that would just cause more zombies?
I don't know. See,
well, that was a attack on, and that was the thing they were going to do at the end that they actually cut. Was to kind of take it back to the initial movie.
But when you do that, it
dumb.
Yeah,
like we all said it was stupid.
But no, that's fine. But like, it undercuts the sacrifice. It's like, if you do that, and that's the point at the end of the movie, fuck you for making me watch it.
Yeah, but they don't know that, Joe. They haven't seen Return.
But why wouldn't they? Why the world hasn't figured that out? Like, at this point,
they haven't figured it out. Julie and Kirk haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
But like, but again, there's just like stuff where it's like, okay, cool. So I care because they're really stupid. Like, that's what makes me care about these characters. Like, nah. There's a couple of good zombies in this. There's the zombie that like rips its skull from its flesh, and there's like a couple of others. Most of the zombies aren't that interesting, especially at the end. The end, it's the cheapest, most miserable looking zombies coming after them. It sucks at the end. And again, like everything else, like the security's non-existent. There's like 2.5 sets, and they mostly use the mostly empty army base where they keep getting attacked and killed by zombies, but keep pushing the program for reasons. And then like the Riverman like exosuit, it's just like, how is this more efficient than just giving fucking anybody a gun? It doesn't like RoboCop sells the idea, even though RoboCop moves slowly, like it sells the idea over the course of the movie that it makes sense. Like they put the effort into making it make sense. They do not do that here. It's like it's fucking 1993. We have nuclear missiles, we have body armor, we have all sorts of stuff, and they're like, what if we have like a zombie with like metal bars around him, and he just like, I don't know, charges at people or whatever? It's like, no, like it doesn't make any, like, it's too incompetent. Like, there's no version of that where I'm like, oh, I can see it. Like, and other movies have come out before and after this that sell that premise. This does not sell the premise at all. And
it's
we
a cool
also
idea, though.
it's a cool idea that's executed poorly. Like, this is one of those things where it's like a 4 out of 5 for, A for effort kind of stuff, and like a 1.5 out of 5 for execution sort of situation. And then you kind of land somewhere in the middle there. Cause like, no, like she's like groping him and then dies. And then he brings her back. They've been dating for a few weeks. Like, everything is just we're not shown why he cares enough to like abandon his dad and all of that to like not go. Like, there needed to be more. Like, there's too much of it is just saying.
The stupidest person
what
of
were
all.
you expecting from this movie? What do you think the end of this movie?
You're expecting Kane, Citizen.
No, this is these are very bare minimum. Like, you do a scene or two to sort of show any. Yeah, it's just no. Wow. It's bad. Some things are bad. It's bad.
But this is a horrible bad. Like you're saying.
Delaney, it's okay, man.
No,
you're wrong.
I understand what Joe was saying, and I respect what he's saying.
Intelligent.
But I can already feel my rating for this movie just went up 0.5. You digs? So let's talk about the cast of this movie. I'm going to go first. My favorite is Melinda Clarke. Did I tell y'all that I met her? She signed this for me. It says, "To Robbie, the pain keeps the hunger away. Love, Melinda Clarke." Julie Walker. Oh, her last name is Julie Walker. 30 years. So this was 30 years. Yeah, it was 2023. That makes sense. It was 20. Yeah, that's cool. Anyway, so I'm going to pick her because she hadn't done a lot of roles. I think she was on a soap opera, maybe Days of Our Lives or something like that. But in particular, she was on a stage production of Sid and Nancy, right? Where she played Nancy, and they felt that basically what she did was she used that idea of this person who was living so close to death for so long in the public eye. Like, she kind of used that to inform her role here. I mean, you can tell that she's early in her career acting. I think the best actors in this movie are actually some of the military people, like the dad and the grandfather from the second cast of Charles in Charge, right? But there's something about Melinda Clarke. It's the look, it's the sexiness, but also the unnervy, unsettly wrongness of it at the same time. Like, I don't know. I really like her in this movie. So I'm going to pick her. What about you, Jelani? What's a performance you want to highlight?
Darn it, you stole mine. No, I'm kidding. The guy, the gangster dude, the oldest, like,
Santos.
Santos.
You're talking about the dude from RoboCop? Speaking of RoboCop comparisons, right? He's the dude that was trying to rob. This dude's always trying to rob convenience stores.
Always robbing convenience stores, man. Yeah, I don't know why, but man, God, I love him. I don't know why. Like, he won't let it go. Let it go, bro. Get your brother friend to the hospital. Just get up there, man. Just take him to the hospital. Leave him there. Don't explain why. Wait at the house. Chill out for a little bit. Maybe lay low for a little bit. Be cool, dog. You'd still be alive. You and your friends, y'all was chilling out, hanging out.
Hanging out playing Street Fighter on a Saturday night or whatever.
Fighter, living your lives, and you had to fuck with people. You ain't got to fuck nobody. You could have just let that go. Oh, let that go. You know, and if he had just stopped and thought about it, his head would have been pulled out of his body. Which, by the way, I like that. I like that whole part. His whole neck is out. You still walking? Really? Bruh, really? No, bruh. You ain't walking no more. You pulled your spine. I don't care how dead you are a clump of nothing trying to drag across the ground. Nothing. I love it. It's so stupid and fun. And I love stupid fun. It's funny to watch. It gives me hope for the future. And by the way, the worst zombie to be. I never want to be that. I'm just dead and I keep dying and rotting. I would be pissed. I would be so pissed. I would want to eat your brains.
Hot take.
If I was dead in a zombie, I would be pissed.
Oh,
Yeah.
pissed.
Jay, you're right, man. She was in Spawn. Melinda Clarke played Priest in Spawn.
Yes.
The name changes. If the first Return of the Living Dead had a punk rock aspect, what about this one? I would say early 90s goth. Kind of like that kind of thing is kind of, I think, what they're going for. What about you, Fable? What's the performance to highlight?
First of all, we keep mentioning all these character actors from other things, and nobody's mentioned Sarah Douglas from Superman 2. Like, she's in this, and I was awesome to see her in this. You stole mine, Jelani. I definitely like the essay zombie.
I love essay.
He gave me the biggest fucking chuckle to the whole thing, because when he finally turned into a zombie and he was still talking like that, like, come here.
Yes. Yes.
I love that. That shit made me laugh. But I'm gonna give it to Riverman, man, because he fucking sucks as an actor. Like, he's fucking terrible. But
I like him as an actor, man, but it is tough to have to be like, take this coin, and when someone needs it, you pass it forward.
He was like doing.
It
like
was never passed forward.
Who's the actor who plays Ghost Dog? With the
Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, he's like doing a very bad Forrest Whitaker. Yeah. But that's what I liked about him, Robbie. Exactly what you said. First of all, he's one of the nicest dudes ever in life, right? Like, the way he tries to help him, even when he's dead, he tries to help him out. But I love that one coin thing. Yeah, the coin thing, that kind of, I don't know, that kind of was like, that's a fucking great idea. Like, you know what I mean? You just pass on a good deed, like, and you just make sure that it keeps going on.
It's the equivalent of buying somebody Starbucks, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
just because I liked how nice he was and his philosophy, I'm gonna go with Riverman.
Okay. What about you, Brooks?
Well, I liked the evil military scientist lady. The one who's like I guess she's the head of the project or something.
Yeah,
she's like she has like kind of an almost Walker Texas Ranger villain type energy about her, where like, the idea of like, turning dead bodies into like super soldiers, like, gets her rock hard. And she kind of reminds me of Dr. Halsey from the Halo games, but instead of making like Spartans out of abused children, she makes Spartans out of dead zombies. And like the Riverman's kind of like her master chief in a way, because he's the one who's got the full Mjolnir armor on. The other ones are just kind of prototypes. She's been working up to it. So yeah, I thought she was pretty fun.
Did you recognize her from Superman 2?
I did not.
She's Ursa in Superman 2.
Yeah, man.
Oh, she was the female Zod gang.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, now I see it. Yeah. Huh.
Which they dubbed her in that one, and I think after this movie we know why. But and another thing about Melinda Clarke, I got this shirt. I just wanted to show off my shirt that I'm wearing.
Nice.
Yeah, I am a fan of this movie.
I think you like it.
There may be better movies, Joe, but I'm quite the fan.
Only like a few thousand or so.
What, including Return of the Living Dead Part 1. What about you? But definitely not Part 4 or 5. What about you, Link?
I agree.
I'll go with the dad. He seemed like a good dad, somewhat.
He's a shit dad.
What's he from? That actor's from something. He's like from some famous show.
He cared. Yeah.
They're all character actors, man. Fucking idiot, stupid ass. Stay your ass home if you ain't got your car key, or if your son has it. Maybe if your son has it.
He was in Alien Nation a little bit. Ooh, he was in Silk Stockings. I remember that show.
No,
he was in Battlestar Galactica 1980.
Really?
That show, yeah.
Nice.
He was in Meatballs 4. That might be the best of the sequels. I don't remember what might be. Which one is Corey Feldman in it? I don't know. That's probably the first. So the dad, because he seemed like a good dad. Link. We're running low. I get what you're saying. What about you, Joe? What's a performance you want to highlight?
A lot of the performances are terrible. Like, again, which is what happens when you have 3 weeks to shoot a movie and you're not getting the takes you need for this. You're just not. It's a disservice to all of the actors here. There's a version of this movie that got the budget it needed, that got the time to shoot, where these actors weren't embarrassing themselves. So I'm gonna go with like the store owner, like what Donna Lee. Like he's a great character actor. He was great in that like episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. He's been in like so much, and he's just in it. He's stupid. He gets shot in the fucking head. Great. He got out just in time, right?
All right.
Then
Let's
turn
talk about
into
the
a
style
zombie.
and structure of this movie. I really like the way it's shot. It's shot low budget. It's shot low budget, direct to video 1993, but there's something about these things that I really love. It feels like a mid timeline Hellraiser sequel, right? It feels like something like Hellraiser Inferno or something. I don't know. There's something about it I like. It also feels a little bit different than some of the other stuff I definitely seen from that point in my life. Obviously, we've seen so much now, but man, I really like the look of the film. I love the special effects. I think it was all kind of thrown together. There were 5 different effects houses doing a bunch of different things all at once. Like I said, 2 units filming this. Like they had to come up with something, build something, film something, and be done with it. For that kind of style of filmmaking, I think a lot of the effects look great. Joe mentioned the zombie that splits, right? And the skeleton comes out. Dude, that shit was so freaking awesome. The dude in the very beginning, super thin dude's like actually a homeless guy that they got. And they said that while they were filming it, his dick just kept fucking swinging out of that little harness that he was wearing. It kept like hindering filming. But I like the look of the zombies. I get that some of them look fake, or cheap, but man, I also remember Return of the Living Dead 2, which had a bigger budget. Some of those zombies look bad too. Maybe it was because there was more of them, but there are things about the makeup I really do like, especially with the way it was rushed and 5 different effects people doing it. So it kind of feels a little inconsistent at time because of that as well. And as far as the structure goes, the story is, Romeo and Juliet with zombies, and it's a little silly and everybody acts stupid, and Brian Yuzna says this is a dumb, stupid movie but played straight, right? He wanted to make something that felt more serious in tone, but he also still wanted to somehow honor the ridiculousness of the first and the second one, right? And the first one to me is just a master at horror and comedy kind of blending together. This one, not so much, but I still like it. And it's not boring. I think Brooks said that. It's not boring. It gets in and out, and I never feel like it's dragging at any point because I'm just pretty much obsessed with this movie for some reason. What about you, Jelani? Style and structure?
It's decent. It does get in and out. You have to really appreciate that. It tells its story. It tells exactly what it needs to tell. It was dumb as shit. Yeah, I would never make bioweapons with zombies that cannot die, and all they want is brains. So I'm not sure how you're controlling that. Like, are you putting it in a suit, like a complete suit, and then just putting it out in the world? Hell no! Fuck that. It's stupid. But the structure of it is fine. The style is also fine. It's serviceable for what it's doing. I like the special effects to a point. I was trying to figure out. My favorite zombie is the SA zombie, and the guy at the beginning. He's always pretty cool to watch. I don't know why. I like the bullseye thing in his head, and then they shoot him, and then it just, I don't know, it gives off an aesthetic.
They cut out that scene where he looks at the camera and says, "I want a bloody costume."
Yeah. But it makes sense that it was a rush. You can tell it's a rush film. It's shot low to the ground, but that means they were just doing things.
Why does this military base, by the way, have like slots, open slots in every goddamn wall? Like, I don't know.
You can walk in anything. Oh yeah. And by the way, another stupid part, that fucking dumb idiot boyfriend. I hate him. He's so stupid. He keeps walking, and everybody's stupid in the building. They just letting him walk in this government facility with all of these moving dead parts.
His dad's in charge, man.
I don't give a fuck.
He's a good kid.
I don't give a no. He's not. His ass broke.
Yeah, he's
like
really not.
He just really broke like tons of laws. I don't know what they are. He broke into a government facility. He opened a restricted and top secret container. He resurrected his fucking girlfriend. They're chasing him in the city, and they finally catch him. And he's like, "It's fine. You can walk around this facility." Hell no, you in detention, motherfucker. You might be court-martialed. You're not even in the army. You fucking idiot. I mean, they erase you. That's what the incinerator's for. They just throw you in the incinerator. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's so fucked up. And like, it's just, there's so many leaps to dumb, but they're fun leaps to dumb. That's what I'm saying. Melinda Clarke's look is fantastic. Her entire aesthetic still to this day turns me the fuck on. I have no clue why. I should never want that. And I want that. I don't know.
Lane, there's some clubs around, especially in Atlanta, that maybe you might want to go to. Man.
Nah, that's too much work, man. Because somehow they'll give me that damn Hellraiser cube. Hell no, no sir.
Just don't fucking move it around.
Fuck that. All you gotta do with them movies is just touch it, and they'll be like, "Oh,
nah, man,
I got you now,
you
bitch."
know the rules. We don't. Me and you don't even fuck with a Rubik's cube, man. We're used to it. Like we've learned our lessons, man. Like,
hell no, I don't. That's why I'm going to the woods. Speaking of which, I love weapons. And that's all I gotta say. It's a stylish structure. It's stylish. It's structury. It looked like it was made in 5 hours. It feels that way. And Melinda Clarke, her aesthetic is hot. She looks.
Hell yeah. What about you, Fable? Style and structure, go.
I think the style is just okay, like you guys said. It does look cheap, but it is still impressive that they utilize like 4 sets and made a whole movie out of it. You know, the house, the fucking store, the sewer, and I don't know.
The military base.
Yeah, there's like 4 sets to this whole movie. And
when she breaks her neck, she's like, oh. And then Ari Aster's like, oh yeah, I can do that better.
He did do it better.
I agree with Jelani. I think the zombies do look cheap and fake, but I think they're creative in a lot of ways. You know, I particularly like the guy whose hand was attached to him, like kind of, and then he like breaks it off and like half his skull is showing, and it does look goofy. It does look fake, but I dig it. I dig it. But yeah, Melinda Clarke's look is, I think she's like an iconic look. And I think I saw some behind the scenes that said that like one guy was there just to work on her. Like he created her only. Wow. Which you can tell. You can tell. She's like a sexy ass Cenobite. But as far as structure goes, I agree. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's in and out. I like the escalation, if that makes sense. Like the way you could see this outbreak going down, even though they kind of stop it in the sewers. It was like, damn, this shit just keeps getting from bad to worse. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so he brings it back to life. They go to the store. The fucking essays fuck with them. Then the guy, the store owner, and the other guy get bit in the arm, and you just couldn't be like, oh shit, this is gonna be a fucking mess. Like, I don't know how they're gonna contain this, even though they do end up containing it. So I like the escalation, but yeah, I'm with Jelani and you guys. I think it's just fine. You know, I think it's serviceable. And like I said, it's better than it has any right being for the budget, for how cheap it is, for the lineage of movie it comes from, right? Because everything's so goofy in that franchise. So yeah, no, I think it's just fine. It works.
Hell yeah. Brooks, why don't you wax erudite on the style and structure of this film?
Well, the style, like, it is a very kind of basic formulaic zombie movie in a lot of ways. It does a few different things, but it sticks kind of to the basic zombie movie formula. But I think a lot of the effects are really cool, and but some of them are not as much. You know, it's kind of a mixed bag. It feels like, you know, they only had enough money for, like, you know, certain thing, so they had to kind of cut corners in other ways. But like it's not terrible. Like I don't think there's any effects that are like just like god awful. But you can tell like in some places, they had to kind of go budget with it. But yeah, like I think it's a pretty brisk watch. It doesn't feel like it drags on at all, but it does feel like there's a few things that they were kind of they kind of set up that they didn't pay off, like the whole like relationship with the dad, him and his dad. It's like they kind of throw it in there, but it doesn't really play as much into it as you would think. You would think it was like it would be more of a big deal than it is, but it kind of doesn't realize like it's in the beginning, a little bit in the middle, and then at the end. But yeah, but
it's fun. Yes,
it's a good zombie movie, but like when you compare it to something like Dawn of the Dead, it doesn't really quite hold up. But as just kind of a a lesser zombie movie, I think it's fine.
Okay. Link, what you sitting on?
I enjoyed the style. I get what you mean, Robbie. There's like, I don't know the term, but I think there's like a nostalgic era to it, I guess. Just the main character's look. When I saw him at first, I was like, hey, it's fucking Max from Hocus Pocus. He's got that classic 90s look to him. But it's I think you guys have all said it well. Like, it's not amazing, but it's serviceable. Like Brooks, you just made a great point. There's certain scenes that really stand out. Like you can tell the budget was trimmed for others. But structure, it's a cool like straight to video budget zombies movie.
It feels like it's got the cinematographer of Red Shoe Diaries, for instance.
Oh, really? That's a big grab right there. But it's not trying to be more than what it is, and I think it's like you guys have all stated, it's in and out. It's a fun, campy zombies movie.
Oh yeah, Joe, I'm eager to hear what you think about the style and structure.
Yeah, I mean, one of the bigger problems with it, just in the overall structure, is it's very predictable. Like, you kind of know everything that's going to happen right before it happens, which I think keeps this movie from going over that hump to being an above average zombie movie, and kind of keeps it pretty middling. Because you're like, oh, as soon as she dies, the second that happens, you're like, he's going to bring her back. She's going to be a zombie. He's going to try to control her. It's not going to work. They're both going to die. Like, the second that happens, anyone who's seen more than a handful of horror movies and zombie movies, boom, 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 let's go. You get through it. No, there isn't a single curveball. It's exactly what you think is going to happen, which I do think drags this down a little bit. And ultimately, too, like, I'm not sure if the people behind this read Romeo and Juliet, because I don't know how much of Romeo and Juliet fans you are here, but there's two factions, and the only antagonist is the dad. Like, it's not like there's a group of zombies that are like, we don't want you dating our zombie. Like,
you should have had a zombie family. Like,
but it's like, but I'm just saying, so it ends up like not being Romeo and Juliet at all. It's a story about a guy dating a girl, and the guy doesn't like that. That's a lot of fucking movies, guys. It's I don't know if you guys seen Movies, but that happens a lot. where one dad doesn't want his son or daughter dating the other person. That's like every third movie that's like ever fucking been made. Like,
See Anything is a good one, right?
So I mean, it's not like saying like, ooh, it's like this, but it's Romeo and Juliet. It's like, but no. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's I feel like that people just go like, oh, well, they said it, so it's true. And it's like, no, I've read and seen Romeo and Juliet. No, actually, you're wrong. That's not what this is.
Oh, jeez.
So, you know.
So the music. The music in the film is done by Barry Goldberg, and I was like, surely I know who Barry Goldberg is. That sounds very familiar. No, it's not very familiar at all. Though he has worked with people like Muddy Waters, Otis Rush, Howlin' Wolf. He produced albums from like Percy Sledge and James Cotton. He helped produce a Bob Dylan song, People Get Ready, which was based on a Curtis Mayfield song. He's done some movie scores. They all sound like this. It's Best of the Best, Part 3. Not the first one, not the second one. Best of the Best, Part 3. The 1999 or the 1990 Captain America movie. Nowhere to Run, Smart House, and probably his biggest movie that he scored was Thrashin'.
Oh, did you say Smart House? The 19.
I did say Smart House.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Disney Channel original classic movie.
Look at Link. Link's like, I know what Crew's Choice is next year. Let's go. But so listening to the score of this movie, it's so typical of just this like direct to video early 90s. Like we mentioned, Trimark also did Leprechaun. They also did Warlock. It feels like music that would be from those kind of things. Wishmaster. But you know what? Just like the cinematography from Red Shoe Diaries, there's something nostalgic about those scores from those movies. This movie feels like a Full Moon Picture. It feels like an Empire Picture, right? Which, of course, Brian Yuzna worked with Empire Pictures, but this feels like a Puppet Master film. Like, and if I compare this to Full Moon Pictures, I'm like, this is one of the better fucking Full Moon Pictures, honestly, because I like that shit, and it has that kind of vibe and feel. The music has that feel. When you listen to the soundtrack, the main theme I like, and I think it's decent for what it is, for its budget. And throughout the film, it does the job, but there are some moments where it's supposed to be like the hip music of the day, and it sounds like that. You wouldn't steal a car, would you? It feels like that kind of shit. And like, I'm serious, like find it on YouTube and listen to it. You'll get to that track, and I'm like, I'm trying to remember, like, what part is this from? I bet this is from a part where they're like supposed to be like listening to music on the boombox or some shit like that on the beach. I don't know. I think the music's okay. Delaney, what do you think? And then lead us through the rest of the panel, please.
All right. I thought this movie, this music was generic. It's very generic. It is stock. The guy, I mean, they got him on the cheap. What can I say? I mean, best of the best 3, bruh. Best 3. Fable, I got nothing else to say, man, but you are the best of the best. So, think about this music,
shit, I ain't gonna add too much to that. Oh, I'm right there with you, bro. I don't remember shit music from this movie. I just saw it like a day ago. And I don't remember not one melody, not one track that jumped out at me. Nothing. So, yeah, it's got to be generic as fuck because I don't remember any of it. I mean, I watched Night of the Living Dead Part 1 after this because I got a little, nostalgic and interested to go down that rabbit hole. And there's much more memorable music in Night of the Living Dead Part 1.
Oh,
I mean, Return
absolutely.
of the Living Dead Part 1.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
shit. So, yeah, no. Probably the worst part of this movie is the music. That's what I'll say. I could find something good about almost everything in here, even though we're saying negative things. I can take a silver lining about almost everything except the music. So there you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad, Fable. Speaking of silver linings, we got a silver lining right here in our friend Brooks. And sir, tell us what you think about the music.
I like the music for this movie. Like, it's not trying to invent the wheel. It is very much like, the kind of it's what you would expect, basically. Like, so I enjoyed it. Like it didn't like, completely wash over me like some soundtracks do. Like I did notice it a little bit, but it is very basic, I guess, for like, the kind of movie it's in, which I mean, I guess it works because, it doesn't like, it does its job, I guess you could say.
Julian, you made a good segue.
Made a couple.
Man, I gotta watch that back. I gotta watch that back.
Silver linings or some shit. I don't know.
Fuck
He's making it work.
All right. Speaking of making it work, you should see this guy on stage at the fucking White Pony every Saturday night. It's Link.
I wanted a Jelani. I wanted a Jelani transition. Give me one real quick, Jelani.
What do you think about the music, Link?
You know what? I'll be honest. I didn't really notice it. But that's not to say it's bad. I want to quote Futurama episode where Bender speaks to binary God, where he says something along the lines of, if you're doing your job correctly, sometimes people don't notice. Something along those lines, you know? And I think that fits. It worked, you know. You got him on the cheap, like you said. Just because I didn't notice it doesn't mean it's bad, but it didn't take me out of the movie. So props to the guy for best of the best 3.
Yeah. when we doing the best of the best franchise, y'all, I'm down for that. Some Eric Roberts, man. Let's go, man. Let's go. I bet Joe would be there for that one. What about you, Joe?
Probably.
What do you think about the music?
Like Fable, music might be the worst part. It really sucks. There were multiple parts in the movie that it completely took me out of. That I was like, that reminded me of how derivative, uninteresting, and low budget the movie was, and like moments that should have been scary, that it feels like you're watching like an episode of like Power Rangers or something. It's just terrible.
Go Green Ranger, go!
Like just awful. The quickest thing, if they put out this movie with a new score that's almost anything else, it's like an instant 0.5 higher. Like almost no matter what the score is,
bruh.
Anything like this sucks on a deep level. It really, it does nothing but make the movie slightly worse, and that's not what you want from a score for a movie that's already pretty kind of middle of the road.
All right, Joe. You know, you worked in video stores in the 90s and the 2000s, so obviously you had seen this movie. So when this came across your email or your text, that of a list of all these movies we're doing, and you said that one, you were ready for this, weren't you?
No, I was ready for this, because the thing is, like, I mean, we're not here to just get together and like glaze each other with how much we love a movie. Like, you know, sometimes like that sucks. Do people really want to sit here and watch us being like, well, we reviewed the best movie we've ever seen again. Come back next week where a bunch of people. No, I know. I'm enforcing that it's good to intentionally come on for a movie you don't love.
No, you are right. You are right.
You're not
and I
getting a
appreciate
segue,
it.
but you're wrong.
Captain says, someone please rescore this movie with all of Smash Mouth songs. Dude.
I will stick to my word. They should make him an honorary zombie too. He's been has he been dead too long? He can't come back as a zombie.
No.
Damn, too soon. Too soon.
I am asking about the rules of zombification in the Return of the Dead universe. That is just,
they can be turned at any time. The first movie proves it, but when the
it can be turned at any time. But he wouldn't quite be
together.
That rock star that we know, that all star who was walking on the sun. You know what I'm saying?
Hey now.
All that glitters is gold. All right, let's talk about the theme of the movie. If this movie is saying anything to you, Jelani, what is it? What did you pull philosophically from this film?
Don't try to leave your parents and drive a motorcycle with a crazy girl to start a band. That's the quickest way to the crack pipe that you will ever get. Also, don't try to resurrect your dead girlfriend at your dad's secret military base that they let cats in for free. Everything that's in there. stiff winds can get in that damn facility and start a fucking zombie apocalypse. It's a comedy of errors. There are tons of things you can drag from this. It's just like, I wouldn't say hubris from the government, but it's more like hubris from the government. They're actually expecting to make a bioweapon, and they don't even have proper security to protect the bioweapon that's in question. Now, technically, they did at the end because they contained it at the facility, and of course, they got burned up. So it depends, but I still think it's hubris on the part of the government to think that they can make the ultimate weapon. There is no ultimate weapon. It just isn't. And it's just stupid. It's just stupid.
Hubris and a kid named Kurt. Don't ever invite a kid named Kurt around you.
Never
He'll
Kurt.
fuck everything up.
Shit.
Yeah, you're right.
But yes.
All right, so you're kind of saying it's a little bit about like a scathing commentary on the post-'80s military and also a commentary on the crack epidemic.
That too, sure.
Yeah. All right, Fable, what about you? What's this movie speaking to you?
Huey Lewis, man, The Power of Love. Let's go. It's just the power of love. Isn't this what this movie is about?
Like, dude, if there was a Huey Lewis song in this fucking movie,
don't
it would
really
don't need to be alive.
Stick holes in.
Love conquers death. That conquers life. It's all eternal. It's all consuming. I think that's what they were trying to say. And not every love story gotta have a fucking happy ending or happy circumstances. Some fucked up shit could happen from some relationship. So I think that's the humor that Brian Yuzna was trying to bring to the movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these people are so in love, they'll fuck everything up to be together. And yeah, that's what happened. So yeah, power of love, man.
Hell yeah, man. And you're right. Not every love story has to have a good ending. In fact, I even heard a rumor one time that Chasing Amy was supposed to end with Holden and Alyssa going into the furnace. Banky pulls them out, goes into the furnace himself, takes the bullet for everybody. What about you, Brooks? What's this movie speaking to you, if anything?
Well, I think a kind of a main theme of this movie is like being able to let go, because like the whole problem begins like, well, I mean, there is the problem, of course, that, this government agency is doing this weird, like, zombie experiments in the first place. But, the kid, like, he can't let go, like, because he had an accident, his girlfriend died. And instead of, like, doing what a normal person would do and being like, mourning and moving on, he's like, oh, what if I brought her back to life with this weird zombie virus or whatever?
Bro, I'm just trying to say, if your chick was that hot and you had just saw gas that could bring people back to life, maybe you might think about it.
No, not even a little bit.
No, man.
Only because you've seen this movie. These kind of movies don't exist in this world.
Well, it's like it's kind of like, the payoff. It's like the Pet Cemetery thing. Sometimes dead is better, and like, he didn't ask her if she wanted to be brought back to life as this like abomination. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not fair to her. Like, she's suffering. She's doing the best she can with it.
Yeah.
But, she's not having a good time. No, and like, it was always destined to fail. It's like, because it's like, it's just sometimes, bad things happen, and you gotta learn to let people go, no matter how much you care about them. Because that's just the way things are. Like, and trying to force it like that. Well, it'll oftentimes just make things way worse, I guess.
Absolutely. Speaking of making things way worse, what about you, Link? What you got for us on theme?
Like how when Brooks said the word force, he like force pushed the camera, by the way. That was badass. The incompetence of the government. I don't think that the government facility and everything was shot on cheap budget. I think Brian Yuzna was intentional with like, go on, get past, go, because there's a scene in 28 Weeks Later. I've subliminally been shouting out the stream Robert Carlyle, the dad, the janitor. He's a janitor, but he's got a fucking pass to everywhere. In 28 Weeks Later, and it's like maybe that's a call back to this movie. Very similar scenes, not that similar, but similar enough. But just the incompetence of the government. There's something there with that.
Hell yeah. No, absolutely. You're 100% correct, man, because they were just literally just let this general's fucking asshat son in with his girlfriend at any time. You know, in but it's 1993. Berlin Wall is down. We've solved everything. Racism's over. You know, systemic injustice is over. Like,
also, what war were they going to use these zombie weapons to win? Like, were we in like some kind of big conflict?
They just come out of the Gulf War, bro.
It's war. It's war, buddy.
Yeah, but you're using the zombies to fight a war, and they can create more zombies out of their enemies. So then now you got to deal with all of them.
It's a fucking epidemic.
I don't know. I don't think there's been a moment in American history where we've never been involved in a war. May not have been like declared war on another country or something like that, but I don't think there's ever been a time in American history where we've not been involved in some war somewhere on this planet.
Oh yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah, but when we get involved in a war, it's not because we want to win. It's because we want to, sell weapons. That's the only reason the United States gets
zombies wearing weird ass shit from aliens or whatever that's not working. It's janky.
The zombies might be too effective of a weapon. Like it win the war.
You send a fucking Riverman drone into Kosovo, you see what happens, man. I mean, it would have changed Bill Clinton's whole presidency, man. Mm-hmm. Anyway, what about you, Joe? Got a theme for this movie? What's it trying to say?
I mean, here's the thing. It's too muddied. It's too messy. Because the theme ends up overall being nihilism of just embracing, the end sort of thing. But everything that happens is this dipshit kid just doesn't want to move with his dad, so he murders everybody indirectly. He never really acknowledges that in the movie. He doesn't take any ownership. He treats this woman like an object, again, forcing her back to life when she tries to kill herself, won't let her kill herself. It's kind of really anti-feminist and really shitty towards women in this movie. So I just want to put that out there to make it clear that by pointing this out, I am better than everyone else on this panel.
You know what, Joe? I would accept that. Except that you brought Faithful Findings to us. And
that's the damn movie I was trying to think. By the way,
Joe's rating for Faithful Findings is a 5, a perfect score.
And the way you found themes and shit in that, I'm really shocked that you're not finding the subtleties in this dumbass kid.
I'm saying look, I'm talking that was Fateful Findings. I am specifically talking about just tonight.
Walking damn.
For me, I agree with what everybody's pointing out about this movie. If I had to put it in a phrase, it would be the destructive nature of obsessive love that you can't let go of, right? This dude, all of us here probably on the panel, unfortunately, have had to deal with some form of grief, some form of loss. That's not easy to get over, right? And like Brooks said, we have to move on and get over it. But not everybody can do that. And it's hard for us to even do that at certain times. Sometimes it takes some time. And we don't have a trioxin lab that we have easy access to because our dad is the head honcho. At least until midnight. I love that idea too, where the guy's like, you know what? Until midnight, just whatever the fuck. Chaos rules supreme. Let's fucking go. Fuck the president. But when, especially in a relationship, we've all seen people, and unfortunately, maybe some of us have been in these relationships where it needs to be over. It needs to end because you're both hurting each other. And I think that's what this movie is actually trying to, I don't know if it's what it's trying to say, but that's what I pull from it. Sometimes it's best to let go of a relationship that's holding you down, or God forbid you holding them down. Everybody's pointed out she didn't want to be brought back from the dead. She's in pain. She hates her existence. But he is so selfish at the fact that he can't let go of this, that he's like forcing her through this. And he's ruining his own life as well. In fact, he almost ends the fucking world. Right? Honestly.
But you can't,
he probably does. He really definitely ruins this franchise, because then they make Rave to the Grave and then City of the Dead or whatever the fuck it is. And those two movies I've never even seen. But you know what? Everybody keeps asking me why we haven't done 2. I guess one day we'll just have to do the goddamn franchise, man. So that's a threat. All right. So there you go. I suggest you watch those ones in reverse order. So there you go. But that's what I think. The destructive nature of obsessive love when you can't give it up, and the selfishness that arises out of that, and the destruction, which I just said. Anyway, that's what we're thinking. Now it's time to rate this picture out of 5 possible ya digs. What do you rate this zombie sequel? Jelani, kick us off in the panel. You out there in the chat, join along.
It's a fun watch. It's one of those where like I could pop that in and just be fine. Just be like, all right, this is like me cleaning the house music. This is what it is. It's background. Melinda Clarke can get it still. Absolutely. She is awesome. She looks great. And just for her, I will give this a 3.5. It's a movie when because it reminds, like I said, when y'all bring this up, it reminds me of her, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I love this movie. It's just I don't know what it is. It's just I'm so attracted. It's so crazy that as dumb premise as that is. The not even star-crossed lovers, but yeah, one's already dead, and they're just zombies. It's so sweet. She's just a gorgeous zombie, and I was like, I never thought I'd see a gorgeous zombie. Linnea Quigley. We'll go back to her. So
it's kind of a franchise staple, almost in a way.
It is a staple,
at least in 2 of them.
Yeah, at least 2, but it's worth it. She's worth it. This movie's worth it. If you have time to watch it and waste a little time in your silly, stupid life, watch this movie. Why not?
Hell yeah. 3.5 from Jelani. I think that's more than fair. What about you, Fable? What do you rate Return of the Living Dead 3?
Yeah, I got it. I'm right there with Jelani. I won't give it a 3.5. I do think that everything you guys said is valid. It's not the greatest thing in the world. It is pretty dumb in a lot of ways, but there's something there that entertains me. There's a charm to it that I do enjoy. I like Melinda Clarke zombie. I just do. And she, like Link said earlier, she does kind of save this movie in a lot of ways. Just watching her transformation and everything. I think it's a fun watch. Jelani hit the nail on the head. It's background music. It's what I'll clean the house too. I'll have it on. It won't annoy me. It's just right. It's just a fun popcorn.
It's nothing.
Yeah. I think Link said this also earlier that it's like a cool little zombie B movie thing that you can, that you can enjoy. And it's a lot better than a lot of the fucking movies that we watch of this caliber. I'm sorry. I mean, it is stupid, but it's not Neil Breen fucking stupid.
Whoa. Hey.
So
let's all calm down here a little bit, okay?
But I found enjoyment in the Faithful Findings too. So anyway, it's a dumb movie that tries to play it straight, and I think that's pretty cool about it. Which reminds me of Humanoids from the Deep, which is something like they do the same kind of thing. It's a dumbass movie with playing it straight. But I think this is a little better. I enjoy this a little more than that. I gave Humanoids 2.69, so I'm gonna give this a 3.
All right, 3 I think is very fair for this movie. What about you, Brooks? What do you think?
Yeah, I'd give this one a 3 too. Like it's not the greatest, but it does have its moments. Like if you compare it to like some of the great zombie movies like Night of the Living Dead or Dawn of the Dead. Of course, it's not going to quite live up to those, like not even close. But it isn't a bad. Well, it is a bad movie. Like I'm not going to argue with Joe and say this is not a bad movie because it is.
It's a bad movie.
But it's still a pretty fun movie. Like you can enjoy watching it, and like there are much, much, much worse zombie movies out there.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've seen some. So yeah, this one I think it falls in the middle. So I'll give it a 3.
All right, all right, a 3 from Brooks. Very happy to hear that. What about you, Link? What are you thinking?
I'm right there with Jelani. I'm gonna give it a solid 3.5. I think it's so bad it's good. And the camp is fun. There's cool ideas, and I think we've all kind of agreed upon that. We've seen many shit ass movies that aren't trying to be bad. So I think there's something to be said for that. It's not perfect, but it is fun. Now, what Jelani, you said, it's background music. Perfect analogy for this. That's it's just something that you don't go in expecting fucking Rosebud, Citizen Kane,
No.
But there's some fun to be had.
Hell yeah, I like that. But I'll just let you know, I never expect Citizen Kane out of any movie because no movie is Citizen Kane. It never will be. Not even Orson Welles could top Citizen Kane. But we did make some really good ones, man. Touch of Evil is one I think we should cover very, very soon here on the channel, man. I would
also the
love
trial.
The trial, Mr. Arkadin, I'm a big fan of, honestly. All 3 versions. But yeah, dude, Touch of Evil and the trial. Anthony Perkins. Come on, man. Orson Welles with Anthony Perkins doing Kafka. Get the fuck out of here, man.
It's so good. It really
is. What about you, Joe? What do you rate this film out of 5, you digs?
Well, for me, it doesn't work as background because the score is one of the worst parts of it. So, like, why would I put it on to listen to in the background when the score is bad? The movie for me,
I'm watching stuff.
But like the movie is best watched when you're like drinking with some buddies. You're not actually watching it, and you have someone hit you or whatever, be like, "Oh, that's the part where the cool zombie shows up," or like, "Oh, that's the part where it reveals and she's like." Because you only really need to watch 20-25 minutes of this movie. And, oh, shit, this is where the store owner gets popped in the head by the fucking cops and then she eats his brain. Like, that, you need to really not pay attention because the less you pay attention, the more you'll like it. Because if you're just watching this movie stone cold sober from beginning to end, it sucks. But if you're just if you're having a couple of drinks popping in and out, and you're not really caring about the continuity or the internal logic, and you're just enjoying like the moments here and there that are fun to watch, it's enjoyable. And I think that's the ideal situation to watch this movie. So I'll give it a 2.5.
All right, a 2.5. You saying something?
Would you recommend watching Fateful Findings sober or like fucked up?
Fucked up, I think.
I go
right?
super heavy on the edibles for Fateful Findings.
Yeah. No, that's Fateful Findings is a movie where if you were going to take an edible, you take one more. Take one more dose than you would normally take, I think is.
I would say stone cold sober because you will be baffled. Your mind will just trip over
computers, man.
Wondering what? That's what I did. I was like, my mind was blown watching that movie.
It was like having extra doses of edibles on just watching it sober, man.
I felt like I got high watching that movie. Like, am I fucking crazy?
Oh, for sure.
All right. I told y'all that I'm doing this thing now where I'm trying to be very, like, really good at being critical and taking the 5 scale rating system into effect, where the majority of movies will always be a 2.5 and very few movies are on the one, it should be a bell curve, right? If you take all of cinema, right? But we got to have our personal experiences and and ideas thrown in here. So I think the movie's a 2.5.
Yeah.
Objectively. But I'm going to give it the 0.5 bump for nostalgia, a 0.5 bump for Horrorfest, and a 0.5 bump for Spike to Joe to give it 4 you digs. So that's what I'm going to do.
The score that you said the movie should be.
We can have 0.5
I'm gonna go with a 4.
bumps.
I give it a 4 because I can watch this movie pretty much anytime. This is a movie, like, there's a couple movies when I first meet somebody and they're like, oh, you're into horror movies, man. Like, and I'm like, what are you into? And I find out that they're like, oh, I like The Shining and I like Night of the Living Dead and oh, Freddy's great and Jason's okay, but those movies are stupid, right? Then I go, all right, let's watch Return of the Living Dead. It's one of the first movies I like to throw at people, right? Then I want to get into things like Suspiria. I want to get into some things that not a lot of people really know and talk about anymore, like The Changeling. You know, like if somebody tells me they love and adore The Exorcist, I want to show them The Changeling. I want to show them The Ninth Configuration. I want to show them The Exorcist 3, the greatest psychological thriller of the 90s. But somewhere down that road, Return of the Living Dead 3 comes up because this movie is just fun. It's stupid. Is it background music? Is it not? I don't know. When this movie's on, I'm going to watch it, and I put it on quite often these days. I love this movie. I have so much of an attachment to it. I'm giving it a 4. So a 3.5 from Jelani, 3 from Fable, 3 from Brooks, 3.5 from Link, and a 2.5 from Joe, and a 4 from me for a PCP average of 3.269, dudes, which I think is a very fair, overly fair at times, rating for Return of the Living Dead. Thus concludes our review of this Brian Yuzna classic. Y'all, I'm writing it down right now. Society, Horrorfest next year. We're doing it. It could fit for March Madness as well, but we're just going to go ahead and do it for Horrorfest because I think we need a Brian Yuzna in Horrorfest for the next few years at least. Let's see. All right.
Necronomicon, baby. Let's go.
We got one coming up.
Yeah.
All right, which I've never seen. Speaking of never seeing a movie, Mike, the voice Matthews. Y'all know Mike. Mike messaged me one day. He's like, you never get me on horror. Never get me on the movie shows. I was like, don't you work on Monday nights at 9? He's like, yeah. All right, let's give you a Horrorfest poll. Just like we did with Joe a few years ago. And the poll winner was Satan's Little Helper, which was a really fun movie. Mike picked a bunch of movies. Mike picked a bunch of movies. I think the majority of them he had never seen. And the winner is a French vampire film from the 70s. So next week, we will be here talking about The Shiver of the Vampires. I've never seen this movie. Very excited to check it out. It should be on Shudder or Amazon Prime or Tubi or something like that. So it should be easily accessible. Over at Blood Splatter Chatter on Thursday night, they're talking about a damned classic, Dawn of the Dead. We mentioned it a few times tonight. One of my favorite zombie movies. It's a Romero film. It's so great. It's not even my favorite Romero film. It's not even my favorite Romero zombie film, but it's so fucking good. The Argento cut, though, is better. We did cover the Argento cut like a year or two ago, so everybody check it out. Dylan's got a show this week. He's doing Creep Show 2. I, for some reason, in the Dropbox didn't see the thumbnail for that one, so I don't know if that one fell under the radar, but Creep Show 2 is what Dylan's covering. But next week here, The Shiver of the Vampires. I hope it's good because I bought that shit on Blu-ray. So it's supposed to be. So this is what really happened. It was a tie. When I looked at the poll, it was dead tie between Shiver of the Vampires and something else. It Follows, right? Or something like that. It was a direct tie. And I was like, I've heard of this movie, but I guess I can get the deciding vote because I let that poll go for like 3 weeks and it was just dead tied. But I looked up the movies, and this one said it was a sexy, erotic vampire French flick from the 70s, and I was like, that one. So I was like, let's go. So that's what happened there. So Shiver of the Vampires next week. Jelani, thank you so much for being here. Final thoughts. What you got coming up?
Yeah, this is a decent rewatch for this movie. Like I said, it's still a mixed bag. I will still try to watch this movie a couple more times in my lifetime. So yeah, good discussion. And Joe, damn man, calm down. It's gonna be all right, dog. It's gonna be all right.
I'm fine.
We're all here for you, man. We're all here for you.
Two Gun says DHS is doing Strange Darling on Tuesday, so apparently the schedule.
Okay, cool. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, Jay, there's whatever kind of bumps I want, man.
I like this. The spike bump.
Oh, we're taking bumps now? Yeah,
we've done the spike bump before.
Yeah.
I gave Funhouse a fucking spike bump. I don't even remember. I probably gave that shit a 5 that night just because of y'all's asses,
We all
man.
fucking hated that movie. It was a piece of shit. Never watched Funhouse, ladies and gentlemen. Never watched it. It's trash. How do you put a mask on top of a mask that's smaller than the mask that you're already wearing? I hate that movie. Anyway.
Yeah, this motherfucker, by the way, gave Humanoids from the Deep a fucking 5. Okay, I'm just gonna say that,
give it a 5.
69. I gave it the highest. It is the highest. It's better than this movie. By like a mile. It is. I rated it 5.
Anyway, what you got coming up, Jelani, aside from bad opinions all over the fucking place?
This is why I make better segues. Oh, yeah, Brooks and I do a show. We haven't been doing much this week. It was a Wave 1 review of Masters of the Universe and Thundercats for our channel Go Figure Reviews. It's the Thundercats. It's He-Man and Masters of the Universe. They're mashed them together, and they've done awesome work, and we may love these figures. Check us out and see why. Later, before that, we did the Spider-Man 77 figure. That was for the Nicholas Hammond figure. One of my favorite Spider-Mans. But what did we rate it? Check it out.
So hold on a second. Is that Spider-Man 70? Is that the Japanese Spider-Man or is that the American Spider-Man one?
Spider-Man.
Bro, I used to watch that shit on Sci-Fi Channel all the fucking time, dude.
No.
I was like, why is he never fighting a supervillain? It was like Lois and Clark bullshit, man. He's always fighting some normal ass fucking dude with some kind of weird fucking plan to like steal money from the New York Treasury or some shit like that, man.
That's the movie.
There's like 2 different J. Jonah Jamesons or some shit like that. One's nice, one's an ass hat. Like it's like, but man, why is that shit not on Blu-ray? Let's fucking get that shit on Blu-ray,
it's on YouTube for free.
Is it really? Bruh, if Raw wasn't on tonight, dude, I'd be watching that shit.
It's so good.
I love it. He would just be like a normal Spider-Man, but when he had to use his webs, all of a sudden his web shooters and his belt are on the outside.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, fuck yeah. Everybody go check out Go Figure Reviews. If somebody could throw the link out in the chat, that'd be very awesome. I see some blue wrenches, 2 Gun, Jay, whoever. Fable, thank you so much for being here. Blame Fable's back. You want to talk about that? What else is coming up for you? Final thoughts.
Well, quick question. You guys ever did Lord of Illusions?
No.
That's
I like that movie, though. I like that movie, actually.
Yeah.
It's my second favorite Clive Barker directed film.
Yeah. Yeah. Blame Fable, Friday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern. We just we just came back last Friday, so catch the rewind on that. It was a great conversation. Robbie was there. And we talked, we had a good talk, and it really made me proud of this community, of the subject we was talking about. So definitely check that out. And yeah, look out in the future. In a couple of weeks, we're going to be joining Horrorfest with Dylan and Robbie and Verno with Pitch Black, man. And now that I think about it, I should have gave a spike bump for Chronicles of Riddick. I should have used a spike bump.
Why? Superior.
I'm gonna use the reverse spike bump for Pitch Black.
All right.
But yeah, man, come check us out Friday nights and look for us to join Horrorfest in the near future here.
Hell yeah.
Take it 2 Gun.
Just a second. Fuck, I had to remember where I was doing it. Yeah, Chronicles of Riddick. Whatever. Spike bump, that's fine. But yeah, Pitch Black, there you go. I just had to pull that out.
Yeah.
So there you go. Great addition to Horrorfest. What about you, Brooks? Final thoughts? Thank you for being here.
Well, yeah, like the pain of watching this movie was the only thing keeping me from going on a rampage and devouring human flesh. But now that it's over, I've got to go back. I can't rewatch it. Like, so I gotta find another bad movie to keep me from, going too berserk.
Oh, don't worry, man. I'm sure we got some
go
coming
back
up
to
soon.
Real. We got some shit
I'm
coming.
wondering if Shiver of the Vampires is gonna satiate my needs.
I don't know, man. I don't know anything about it. I've never even heard of it.
Yeah.
I don't even know how Mike discovered it. Like, I think he just looked up horror movies nobody has ever seen or some shit like that, man. But I don't fucking know. The back of the Blu-ray says, "Oh, fuck!" It just flew out. It said, "In what the fuck?" It says,
Well, like a
world
vampire
of
bat.
a world of sex and violence." So
All right.
They got me already.
Joined it.
the inside of the Blu-ray has a picture of the fucking director. What? Okay, I guess that's neat. What's this?
Great.
Is this Criterion? What the
Shut
fuck?
up.
Anyway, we'll see. Link, thank you so much for being here. What you got coming up? You going to be on
Cheers.
Blood Splatter Chatter Thursday?
Dawn. Oh yeah, Dawn of the Dead this Thursday. And final thoughts. Go Lions.
Yeah.
All
Poor
right.
Jets fans, man. Like, why is anybody a Jets fan? at
No
this
one
point?
should be.
Somebody could say that about the Cowboys, but at least we get some semblance of false hope
Jets are
throughout most seasons, but it's not looking good for us either. But go Lions, man. There you go. Go for you. Good for you. What about you, Joe? Final thoughts. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for
Thanks for having me.
helping lead me to the best donut and the best pizza I've ever had in my life. I also, by the way, in y'all's fair city, you and Fable, I fucking had the best pastrami sandwich I ever had and the best hot dogs I've ever had. So
Excellent.
looking forward to going back.
Nice. No, it'll be a good time. There's more places to try out. Like the Lexington Candy Shop. They've got it's an old timey soda jerk place where
Bro,
yeah.
let's go, dude.
That's fun.
I had told Mike, I was like, next time we go back, all I'm giving a shit about, fuck all this shit. I don't care about the Rockefeller or anything like that. I was like, I'm going to the Yankees game. I'm going back to Grace Papaya, and everything else is just food based.
Food, yeah.
Oh yeah. No, for sure. We got to go to Golden Unicorn too. It's one of my favorite dim sum places.
Okay.
Really good
Love
dim sum
you,
there.
And next time, Fable, you're gonna fucking drink with us. Is what you're gonna
Yeah.
do.
I'll
You get shit faced in fucking Manhattan. We'll make sure you get back on the train.
No, I'm staying with you, dude. I'm going to the floor or something.
Ain't
Anyway,
no
Joe,
way.
what you got coming up, man? I know you just successfully launched your Kickstarter, right?
Yep. So that's what I'm going to be working on for right now. If you missed out on it, we might put late pledges up. I have to double check on that, but you can always message the campaign or whatever it is, message us, and we can get you a copy. We'll figure it out. But yeah, that's something I'm really focused on right now. You can still get King Arthur and the Knights of Justice volumes 1 and 2 through Maverick. Volume 2 came out in June. I am in the middle of working on a bunch of things. Hopefully, at least one of them will be announced in the next month for pre-ordering and all of that. So we will see. But yes, there's plenty more for me in the months to come.
Hell yeah. Appreciate that. Joe Fable, that was such a fucking dream come true to go up to New York. But what made it even better was that I actually had friends to go visit up there. And I had so much fun. We were on the High Line. We were through Hell's Kitchen, a little bit through Chelsea.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That was super fun. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I gotta
kill
bring
time.
better shoes. I gotta get better shoes. I gotta make sure I'm not coming from work.
Yeah.
And I gotta make sure I bring an offering to my new deity, the Pigeon God.
Gotta see the Pigeon God again. Yeah.
Yeah, the giant pigeon in New York that we worship at the High Line. Of, you gotta come check that out.
All right. Week 4 of Horrorfest continues on Thursday night at Blood Splatter Chatter with Dawn of the Dead. On Tuesday night over at Dylan's Horror Show with Strange Darling. And then week 6 kicks off here with the Shiver of the Vampires. And joining us shortly after that will be Fable over at One Collection Down. And his first movie will be Pitch Black. We are dipping out. The pain keeps the hunger away, but PCP Movie Night keeps the friends together. So let's be back here next time. We love you. Station, pop, pop, Boo.